I'm Danielle Bryk. I've been renovating homes for 10 years.
I've never really done a kitchen demo like this.
And I have a real passion for tackling tough home renovation projects.
When are you planning this gathering?
In about a month.
This week, I'm tackling the main floor of a beautiful 100-year-old home with a few period flaws.
I feel really isolated when I'm in the kitchen.
It has a tiny, boxed-in galley kitchen, a freezing mudroom, and a main floor with no powder room. And they need it all done by a near-impossible 4-week deadline.
4 weeks is crazy. There is no margin of error on this project. Looks like my luck's just run out.
I'm on my way to meet my new clients, Amy and Paul. They live with their 4-year-old son, Andy, in a gorgeous center hall plan house that's 100 years old.
We love the fact that it's a classic home, but we feel that the kitchen's too small.
And there's a big wall between the kitchen and the dining room that we'd love to take down.
This is a beautiful house. Oh my gosh. This is stunning as it is. I can't believe it.
I love the paneling in this dining room. I love the whole feel of it. I hope they're not wanting to change it.
Oh, this is so cute.
These guys have really cool style. They've got the subway tiles, they've got the retro black and white.
About 3 years ago, we renovated the kitchen, so we like to preserve whatever we can.
So what is not working for you in this space right now?
The biggest factor is this wall here. I feel really isolated when I'm in the kitchen, and Paul and Andy are in the dining room. And Paul might be opening the dishwasher, and then Andy's opening the fridge. So it's really, really tight here. There's also not a lot of counter space. It's very hard for me to prep when we have family over.
Did you want to take the entire wall down?
That's the plan. You can
Right.
see that the cupboards here are functional, but it really separates the kitchen from the dining room.
This is a really tight galley kitchen, so I can see why they want to open it up. So this is not like a kitchen gut. This is a strategic gut
Yes,
to
that's right.
accomplish what we
like
need
that.
to.
Strategic gut.
That's a good way of saying it.
Taking down this wall is key, but the question is, as a designer, how am I going to combine these two rooms when the character of each is so different?
How much of the dining room do you want to keep intact?
We love the paneling.
We do.
Yeah.
And if possible, we'd love to see some way to integrate the paneling into the new design.
I don't see at all why you couldn't.
So our mudroom isn't insulated, so we would love for this to be a more functional space.
Okay.
If we could somehow put a little heater in
Some type
here,
of-
maybe some new windows that open and close for better ventilation in the summer.
It makes sense, and then this just becomes sort of more a part of the house. So there's the mudroom with the insulation, there's the taking the wall down and reconfiguring the kitchen, and was there something else?
And we would love to see a powder room on this floor.
I understand the need for a main floor powder room. Anywhere in this kitchen dining area would be inappropriate.
For entertaining, it'd be a lot easier for them to go there versus upstairs or downstairs.
I think that the location of the powder room is the biggest challenge.
I'm just wondering if there's any chance of kind of accessing this space at all. Do you use this closet a lot?
Not very much, just the odd bag.
Adding a powder room is gonna be really tricky. It's a tight space. Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to play around with, and it'll probably also depend on your budget.
Right.
What was the number that you were hoping to keep this at?
Well, we were hoping to keep it at $60,000.
Budget is $60,000, and that can be tight, especially when you're dealing with a kitchen and a potential bathroom. I'm not saying that it's not possible to do all three, but it could be tight. You know, we're just gonna have to be very careful with where we spend it, and I think we can do it.
We're planning on having the family over for a gathering.
Our
either
annual
an annual
gathering,
gathering.
When are you planning this gathering?
In about a month.
A month. Okay, because that's tight.
We really don't want to have to call anyone to cancel.
A renovation of this size is easily 6 weeks.
I cannot guarantee a 4-week deadline.
Amy and Paul want me to open up their kitchen, insulate their mudroom, and create a new powder room. I plan to keep the existing cabinets and countertop and sink layout on the one side, but rip out the wall that separates the dining room and kitchen and donate those cabinets. I want to extend the paneling throughout both rooms and give them custom cabinets for a new peninsula and fridge and pantry unit, and hopefully repaint their existing cabinets a warmer color. I plan to close off the entrance to the kitchen from the hallway, which will give me a nice nook where I can install a new compact powder room. In the mudroom, we're going to strip it down to the studs, insulate, add new windows, and a new cubby unit for storage.
There is no margin of error on this project. We have 4 weeks and all sorts of unanswered questions, like what are we gonna do with the plumbing for the new bathroom? What's in the wall that's between the kitchen and dining room? Can I even get custom cabinets in that short a time? So believe it or not, this is the area that we're talking about for a powder room. So what I'm thinking is a wall hung on this wall.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, every time I try to do a wall hung, it happens to be on a space that's near a staircase. I bet you we've got structural
You
under
got a
there.
header there for sure.
Normally, I'd have the plumber walk through after demolition once everything's opened up, but in this case, I want to get this signed off on before I touch the wood in this area. So we're looking at the drain either has to come in this space.
If you're doing a wall hung, you'll probably end up against that joist there.
So a wall hung could actually,
We can
you're
do it.
confident?
Yeah, I'm confident we can do it.
That's a relief. So that is one item off my worry list. Cracking sound is worrisome, isn't it? If this stuff breaks, it's gonna cost way too much for us to replicate it.
Okay. Piece salvaged.
The wood is actually coming off a lot easier than I thought. Sometimes it's so dry and brittle that it just cracks. This is not bad. In this room, and I've never really done a kitchen demo like this, we are actually trying to keep all of this intact, keeping the floor, but we are going to remove this bank of cabinetry, and after that, we can work on taking this wall down.
It's kind of a drag that we're getting rid of these brand new cabinets,
Want to kick it out the bottom?
but I'm going to donate them. They're in fantastic shape.
It's gonna be great to get some insulation in here, and then the new windows, this is gonna feel like a different space.
I was really fortunate with the plumbing for the new powder room, but now I'm about to test my luck with what's behind the wall that separates the kitchen and dining room.
Radiator pipes. This is gonna let me know exactly, oh, they're quite far out. I knew things were going too smoothly.
There's a good chance these radiator pipes are servicing the house, and if that's the case, this is gonna throw my design plan out the window.
Looks like my luck's just run out.
When I first walked into Amy and Paul's house, I didn't know why I was there. But once they showed me the kitchen, I got it.
It's really, really tight here.
They really want a powder room on the main floor.
Yeah, I'm confident we can do it.
That's a relief.
I got lucky with the powder room and wood paneling, but my luck has just run out.
We've got these rad pipes here. They do protrude quite a bit into the room. They're all in use, do you think?
We'll have to get the full wall down before we can tell.
If I'm lucky and they're not in use, then I can stick to my original layout, which had the peninsula coming out from this wall. Kind of satisfying, isn't it?
I actually like this part of the demolition. You get to take your frustrations out.
This pipe is disconnected.
Oh, okay, so that saves us some space.
These rod pipes are servicing the bedroom upstairs. It's not the end of the world. At least this one pipe is not in use, so we can get rid of it.
And then I think what I'm gonna do is a shallow 8 to 10 inch pantry in this area and mask it. So what this means for my design plan is I'm gonna have to work around these rad pipes. So I'm gonna create a fridge and pantry cabinet around the radiators and flip the peninsula over to the other side of the room.
It's like 4 inches space that we're saving.
Yeah, gotta love that.
Yeah, excellent.
Things are moving really quickly, and I want to honor that 4-week deadline if possible. So that means we need framing and drywall done as soon as possible. With the demo complete, we're framing for the new powder room. This powder room is going to be very tiny. It's 3.5 feet deep by just under 4 feet wide. I'm going to use a wall-hung toilet, which is going to save me 6 valuable inches compared to a regular toilet. And I'm also using a compact floating vanity. With just over 3 weeks to Amy and Paul's dinner party, we're installing and plastering all of the drywall and insulating the mudroom.
Not like icing, is it? This was my big concern, and I think it's turning out really well.
This is a really tight schedule, and I've been working day and night at Amy and Paul's, so I'm not able to spend as much time with the family as I'd like to.
Oh, boo, they're down. Dempsey's school soccer team is in the city finals. I hope they win. This is last year at high school, so It'd be really cool to go out on a win. The transition from the wood floor to the tiles is really important. This piece has got to match. So the tiler was able to come today and cut this nice clean edge for us. So this transition piece can go in. We're gonna add a big wooden threshold, and it's gonna run the entire span of the room. They're ahead!
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 2-1.
Awesome. I told you the game wasn't over.
5 minutes left! So this is great. I mean, we'll get this in, we will stain it, and then we'll put the grout in. It's gonna look amazing. They won. That's so exciting. I can't wait to get home. I've got a lot to do here, but I'm gonna wrap it up. We're going out for dinner tonight. It's gonna be a celebration dinner. You must feel so good.
Yeah, the team we beat was undefeated in the regular season.
They didn't even win a single game last year, and here they've won the city championships.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know.
Should we go out for dinner?
Yeah, can
We have to go get your sister.
Do I have to get changed?
Why would you?
I'm wearing Ella's shorts right now.
Yeah, it's because your dad hasn't been doing the laundry. I have Sammy here today so he can do the site measure, so he can get rolling on these cabinets, because these are the pieces that have the most lead time for this project, and they're the ones that could throw the whole thing off. One of the most difficult things about this project for me is trying to incorporate these existing cabinets into the rest of the sort of color scheme in here with the dark wood.
How much would it be to repaint these?
Just doors and cover panels.
$2,300 in that range.
You know what, Sammy? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I'm gonna do a grayish, like a stone color, because that is not gonna be such a contrast. What I'm gonna do is put a peninsula here and a fridge cabinet over there. I can give you a piece of it
Yes.
to try to match the stain. Would that be possible?
Yes, yeah, for matching this thing, we don't have any problem.
In a perfect world for me, Sammy gets these cabinets done in 2 weeks, which leaves me 1 week to install all the countertops and to do the backsplash.
What's the deadline?
Well, they have a big family gathering
In 3 weeks.
but I was hoping to get them in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
2 weeks from now.
I know.
There is no way that I can do it in 2 weeks.
This was like my only hope of getting this done on time.
Amy and Paul really want their new kitchen and dining room and powder room completed for an annual holiday party that they're hosting.
When are you planning this gathering?
In about a month.
With only 3 weeks to the deadline, I was hoping to have the cabinets rushed and installed in 2 weeks.
There is no way that I can do it in 2 weeks.
With no room for delays, I'm at the mercy of Sammy, my cabinet maker.
2 weeks is a little bit tight for me because I have to order the doors and it takes at least 5 working days. Maybe it can be done in 3 weeks. I don't guarantee, but I'll do my best.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
our best is all we can do at this point.
It means that the cabinets will arrive and be installed 2 days before the party, and that is if everything goes according to plan for Sammy. So we're entering week 2, and it doesn't feel like we've made a lot of progress, but the plaster's been sanded, and I've been able to install the trim and all of the crown molding.
I can't believe how brilliantly this vent pipe fits behind this crown. It's amazing.
And now we're ready to paint the dining room
Feels so good to see paint going on these walls.
and stain the crown molding to match the existing trim work.
This crown is so beautiful. It really does tie the 2 spaces together. This room is at a standstill. We still have to wait until these windows are installed before we can do the carpentry around them. To tell you the truth, I think they should make a reservation at a restaurant, because the way I see it, it's more important that we do this job well than we rush through it to make the party. You know, a big family gathering out at a Chinese restaurant or something, there's something very festive about that. We're so close.
The counters are coming in today. Ideally, I would have had the cabinets and new doors installed before the countertops, but there's no time to waste.
This is a beautiful, solid slab of stone.
Meanwhile, the bathroom fixtures are being installed for the new powder room.
So I'm just applying the silicone, which will stick the sink to the underside of the counter. I am relieved that we're getting these tiles on, because it's one less thing on our list. Like, we're getting down to the wire. If that cabinetry doesn't come in soon, they're either having half a kitchen or they're ordering food. So the windows are here finally, so we can get these in. There we go. First, we remove the window stop, and then the windows literally push out. The new windows slide into place, and we shim them up and level everything. These are fantastic. It's warmer in here already. We're so close, but I'm starting to get stressed. I am literally waiting on those cabinets. Hey, Sammy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm just calling to see if you can actually install the cabinets tomorrow.
I don't know really because that's in the finishing process, and I'll work all night to see if I can finish it, but I can't guarantee.
You know, at this point in the job, there is nothing more I can do. So I feel like my hands are tied because I'm waiting on those cabinets, and that just makes me feel really helpless.
With a 4-week deadline to complete this almost impossible renovation, I had no margin of error for delays.
2 weeks is a little bit tight for me.
I barely escaped my first delay with the new powder room plumbing.
That's a relief.
Unexpected rad pipes altered my design plan. And now, with 2 days to go, I'm hoping Sammy can deliver the cabinets on time.
Sammy totally came through with the cabinets, so we just may make it. Oh my. These are stunning.
We're installing the new peninsula
It's incredible. It looks exactly the same as the existing wainscot.
and the fridge cabinet.
This piece is actually gonna hide the plumbing. We're gonna put this pantry in front of it. These are beautiful, Sammy. Thank you so much for rushing it. I know that was a really tall order. I'm so relieved that we made this time deadline. And I have to tell you, I love this house so much. I love everything about it. And I just hope that Amy and Paul like it as much as I do, because this is their forever home.
Well, we can't wait to see it.
So we can see the powder room.
Oh, wow.
It is stunning. I absolutely love the powder room. I think it's wonderful use of the space. It actually looks like it's always been there.
I kept things very simple in here to give that illusion of space. And then I added some retro details like the light fixtures, the subway tiles, and the paneling.
It absolutely looks like it's an original piece of this
It
house.
was meant to be here.
Danielle pulled it off brilliantly.
Of course, we didn't touch any of the wood in the dining room.
Oh my gosh, this is absolutely stunning.
This
Nice.
doesn't even look like our old space at all.
Brilliant.
My inspiration for this was sort of French bistro, and I knew how important it was for Amy and Paul to keep the character of this house. So all of the details are very traditional.
I don't know where to look. I really don't know where to look. I can't believe how well it's all come together, how everything gels. It just flows so beautifully.
What I did to create that transition was carry the dark wood tone throughout as much as possible with the paneling, the new peninsula, and the fridge cabinet. How do you feel about this, actually?
I love it. I absolutely love white, and I especially love white against dark wood. There's all the bar stools around as well, so while I'm cooking, I can have people gathering.
I'm so happy that we had a little bit of extra money in the budget to reface these cabinets. I also toned down the existing kitchen cabinets by painting the new doors a stone color, and that gives less contrast.
The tiles really suit the space as well.
Yeah, it's just these little details. So the new subway tile with the bevel and the crackle, the different faucet. And one of the other items on the wish list was the mudroom. So we've opened it up, totally gutted, re-insulated everything.
It looks great.
The new mudroom was very important to me because we use that as our primary entrance into the home, and it wasn't insulated before. Now that it's insulated, it's got thermal windows, it's much more functional, and it's also integrated into the rest of our house.
And so for labor and materials, you're looking at
$35,000. For all of our finishes, $25,000, for a total of $60,000.
And well worth it, don't you think?
I think we knew that when we walked in the first time we saw it, that this was going to be our forever home. She's solidified that, and she's created a much more livable space.
And a very inviting space for family and friends.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're very welcome.
Exceeded our expectations.
Absolutely
I think I can say.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad to hear that. We've made the deadline for the party. Amy and Paul are thrilled, and this forever home is made even better for them. So I think my job is done.